The current administration is trying to get us into war. It's very scary. Russia has been showing us videos of U.S. soldiers, KIA, in the Russian-Ukraine conflict. They are trying their best to try to start a war, a world war, just before the election, because they are trying to retain power. This video has been sent to me. It is an awesome YouTuber called Nico House. I have not seen it, and he's going to tell us what's going on in the region there. Let's check it out.
This is Corey John Nawrocki. Corey, a U.S. Marine, was killed by Russia. But Corey was not killed by Russia while doing a mission in Syria, while doing a mission somewhere in Africa, Latin America, Iran. No, ladies and gentlemen, Corey, an American, was killed in Russia by Russians while doing a mission for Ukraine during their invasion of Russia. Now, if you're like me, you probably got some questions. Like, why the hell is there a U.S. Marine in a firefight during an invasion of Russia? Has U.S. Congress declared war on Russia recently? Has NATO even officially announced that they would be sending U.S. troops to fight against Russia? Or rather, invade Russia on behalf of Ukraine? Because that's what happened. Has the U.S. president even announced that there would be a surge of U.S. troops? Because he's the commander-in-chief, at least you would expect him to make a formal announcement if he's going to send U.S. troops on our behalf to potentially start World War III, because that's what he's asking for. The answer to all those questions are no. But it isn't just the US that is sending their troops on behalf of Ukraine to invade Russia. During Ukraine's mission in the Bryansk region in Russia, they found equipment and weapons and paraphernalia from the US, from Poland, from Canada, and even found a dead Ranger with the tattoo of the 75th Ranger Battalion from the United States. In other words, NATO powers have sent troops to invade Russia, and they're hiding behind the cover of Ukraine in their conflict with Russia. NATO powers are invading Russia, which is the whole reason why Russia invaded Ukraine, because they didn't want this to happen, and they knew it would if they allowed NATO to have control over Ukraine, or for Ukraine to be a part of NATO. In other words, while Zelensky and Ukraine are playing the victims, while NATO is playing victim and trying to blame Russia for being fearful of a Ukraine that is part of NATO, they are literally proving Russia's point as we speak, as NATO powers are sending their troops to invade Russia. It's almost as if Putin knew this was going to happen if NATO was allowed to have a foothold in Ukraine. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand that this is a serious escalation. The United States is part of an invasion of Russia. Canada is part of an invasion of Russia. Poland, which is near Russia, is part of an invasion of Russia. And somehow the mainstream media isn't even reporting on this, despite the fact that this could potentially spark off World War III. Not to mention, the US is sending these troops with no official declaration of war. So just fuck our democracy, right? Fuck Congress, fuck the balance of powers. Why do we even need those? We don't need a declaration of war. We're just seeing who we want to, when we want to, wherever we want to. And what's even crazier is the fact that Congress is actually allowing this infringement of their right and their power and their duty to declare or not declare war against a foreign adversary. It's becoming more and more clear, ladies and gentlemen, despite the fact the rest of the world wants nothing to do with the potential World War III, NATO and the US specifically are trying their damnedest to make it happen. And no one's doing anything about it. But somehow I just know the US is going to make the fact that a US Marine was killed in Russia during an invasion of Russia, Russia's fault. And not the US's fault for sending soldiers and Marines to a place they should have never been at to begin with.
It breaks my heart to see that those soldiers lying KIA like that in Russia. There is the Russians have been showing pictures of US KIA, and we have to ask, are these contractors or are they active duty members? The word is that there are active duty US members in both the Russian and Middle East theaters conducting operations. They're trying to start WW3 go check out this video I did here where I talked about how they tried to start World War III many years ago with a false flag missile attack on Hawaii. Korea was going to be the target, but now since that didn't work, since Trump stopped that, they're now trying to go this route. It's very, very alarming. The Russians are claiming that before they invaded, that in Ukraine there were biological weapons facilities, U.S. biological weapons facilities, and I am attempting. I believe them. The Ukraine got taken over by the CIA while Obama was president, and they've been using it as their own personal country and piggy bank. They were working on, if they were, and Russia has the receipts, if they were working on bioweapons facilities there, and there was many of them, that would be very alarming to Russia, and that would be a pretty good reason from their eyes to do what they did. The Russians have probably the best intelligence agency, second after America, if not better than America. So they knew everything that was going on over there. So it breaks my heart to see these KIAs over there. And I'm pleading to everybody to go out and vote and do whatever you can to stop the Harris-Walz Biden administration from starting World War III. I don't have any children. If you value your children, you would do whatever you needed to do to stop this from happening. World War III is this close, and we need to get out for the children. The Democrats have a plan in February they are going to do whatever they can to get into the White House by hook or by crook. And they already got bills ready to go to conscript 1 million people and send them off by the end of 2025. Everybody needs to wake up and do what we need to do to stop this. We'll see you on the next Ultra Top Secret.